Alright, hello everybody. Today I'll be showing you what I've been doing in Clip Studio Paint. I found it just the other day through a YouTube video because I was looking into some digital art stuff alongside of my digital art tablet that I bought recently as well. I'm using the free trial version right now of Clip Studio Paint, but so far I think I might just end up buying it, like the full package, which I'm pretty sure like the lifetime version of this app is about $60, and I would say that for that price, this software is actually pretty solid. Like overall, I haven't had too many complaints with it. From the start, I'll show you this in a minute, but the lines were kind of pixelated. Like if you zoom in, you're going to eventually come across pixels. But this picture, it's not very good. But I drew it with my pen. So like this was like one of the first things I drew. Kind of just getting all warmed up with my art tablet. It was kind of tricky at first, getting like the pressure sensitivity and stuff like that. It has 8,000 levels of pressure sensitivity, which is pretty cool. I don't exactly know how that transfers, like what all those numbers mean. But it's it senses how much pressure you're putting onto the board or the tablet. So this software is not just for an illustration. It is for drawing stuff. Like this was a simple sketch, but it's also for animations. Okay, and a lot of professionals use this for animating. This was one of my first animations. In fact, it is actually my very first animation. As you can see, I have almost like a flip book setup going on here. As you go along, like not all the circles are symmetrical or anything like that. But this is what the animation looks like. It's a little fast towards the end, but I'll just run it through frame by frame. So the ball starts up here at this location, and it travels down and then bounces, and then it turns into Kirby, and then it gathers, and Kirby gathers all his Kirby friends over for a party, and that's the end of the animation. And I was trying to get the spacing down. I ended up watching a video on how to do animation spacing and timing, and that seemed to help out quite a bit. What is this? Oh, that must be just a random animation. This is drawings that I've been working on. These are just throughout the year. I'm going to be working on those as just like projects. Let's see here. Oh yes, so this is the animation I want to show you today. This animation is probably the most advanced animation I've made yet. It uses a lot of spaces. So as you can see, I'm using a lot of like flipbook animation at the start, and then as I go, it's much more spaced out here. So like we're running like 4 frame spaces in between the next cell or whatever. I think that's actually really good way of doing it. Just because I got tired of drawing these frames. Then after I took a break, I went back and was like, yeah, I should probably draw some more in there. And then this animation is nowhere near to like it's not entirely completed yet, but I want to show off some of my progress. So this was a character. It's a Vocaloid named Teto Kasane. I just used this character as a reference for like drawing because it's just a very easy character model overall. It uses, you know, basic triangles, a circle, triangle. So like at the minimum, like you don't really have to draw too much. Like if you break down the shapes, this character is actually super simple to draw. Obviously, I just chose this character model for his simplicity, and I can draw her quite consistently. So here's the animation. Okay, so I'm gonna play this one more time. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so now let me break down the animation frame by frame. So we have this at the start, which is like a very interesting bouncing ball animation. So what I did was a lot of stretching stuff. So like it squishes at the bottom, maybe a little bit too much squish here, but it's all right. And like notice, I really do like that frame. That frame looks really good. And a little bit of stretching there. I don't know if that was necessary. I ended up watching a video on like actually how to do like a ball bouncing animation after this, and it looks completely different. But given that this was like, sorry, I'm drawing this with very little information about animation, so it's okay. And then there's like a line, so it disappears off screen. And I just turned it into a line within one frame because that's really all I needed. And then we have the first frame of Teto, our character model, for the rest of the animation. And then you got the next frame where Teto is coming on the screen more. And you got like this where I'm noting, hey, you gotta rotate. So next frame is going to be a full rotation. And then we want Teto to move back, which I was trying to, you know, get an idea of what it was going to look like. And then I actually changed the colors here. This was really interesting. I don't really remember why I changed the color scheme here within this frame. But I thought it was cool. Just like, if I turn on, like, this is, what is it called again? Oh, onion skin. I keep calling it eggshell for some weird reason, but it's called onion skin. It's basically where you can see, like, the previous frames. So, like, for example, the green is the future, and then this blue line right here, I don't know if I can, this blue line right here is actually the past. So if we actually go to the last frame, you'll notice that the red, which is the primary color for our animation, the red is actually the current frame, the green is the future frame, and then the blue was the previous frame. So that's that. And then let me turn off the onion skin. Then you got the next frame. Goes from that to that. Maybe it was more like a transformation, like an in between to change the animation, drawing style. I don't know. And then you notice like that's a pretty big jump. Then it goes to this frame, and then I wanted to try to like spin Teto around. So in this animation, so I spin. So Teto spins and spins and spins, and then Teto trips. Nah, Teto trips. Okay. And then, oh, she's falling down. Oh, but guess what? Oh, and then this is really cool. Hold on, let me just move over my frame image a little bit. So with this is actually really interesting. The lightning bolts actually change. So like to get this lightning bolt effect of like of it changing, it's actually super simple. You just move the lightning bolts a little bit, and it gives off this like really cool, like almost irritated kind of feeling, like like Teto's like dizzy or something like that. And then this I'm noting like I don't even know what those numbers are, but it's saying now Teto comes up, and then Teto's like standing up like within one frame. Look at that. And then like you can see like in this frame I simplified Teto, so it's actually, yeah. And you got the next frame, and you'll notice that Teto's kind of stretching her arms and stretching out arms more. I took a little bit of inspiration from like, I don't know, One Piece with Luffy, stretching arms, grow long. So had the arms grow a little bit. I don't know exactly why I did this, but it just looks really good. And again, look at this. Very simple body form. Like actually like I might talk about this later on, but it's super easy to go from like stick figures to like just drawing like a much more structured body. But that's I don't think I'm quite wanting to start making tutorials on how to become an artist quite yet. And then you got this, and I tried to draw a little bit more detail onto the fist, just because it's closer to the screen, so I didn't want to just do a box there, but I wanted to take note of the structure of the hand, and then of course like this hand stretched over here, but I drew it kind of bigger than like down here, almost like the camera angle is like, oh, it's way too big. Hold on. The camera angle is up here. And then, wait, no, the camera angle is like up here. And I can see like this hand and this hand. But then Teto is like down towards the floor. So this would be the floor, camera angle. And then Teto's head is like somewhere in between there. But then the camera angle favors the hands first over the rest of the body, so that's the kind of effect that I was going for there. And then you got the next frame, and I do the fist a little bit more detail just because, and you'll notice like my character model here is kind of unraveling, so like I forgot to mention that in the previous frames. So like this frame, the hair is kind of unraveling very slowly, and then this frame it just all falls apart. It's not like falling out. No, it's very secure, very strong hair. And then the hair completely falls there, and then she got She got them like ninja sticks, you know. I don't even know what they're called. But it's not a katana, okay? It's more just like the staffs, you know. And then I tried to do like some background graffiti, you know, something like that. Stuff like that. I don't know. I was working with what I got in this frame, and then there's more after this. Got 3 more frames to work through. Look at this. And then this is actually eggshell, but then I went over it with a... So it's... What it is it's showing layer 22. Layer 21, frame 143, and at the same time, frame 166. So the blue would be frame 143, and the red is actually the present frame. But that's just copying the onion skin. See what I did there? Pretty cool, right? That gives it effect. That gives it an effect of movement without, like... You see that? I don't know. I need more frames between these two. I haven't gotten around to drawing those yet. And then... And that's the next frame, where she turns into the full ninja. So that's kind of what I've been working on. Try my best to break it down. What's layer 23? I forgot. Oh, okay. This is actually... I actually don't know what these mean. I forgot. I should write better directions on my pages next time. No, but there's a few others that I'll go through in the next video. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.